Howdy host, it's your host Tim here. I'm just kidding. So welcome back to the series Breaking Every Zombies map. I didn't feel like doing this in one whole video, so we're doing it by its game. This is going to be the first part. This is going to be World at War through WaW-Bo1, so let's get into it. Alright, coming in, the worst map from those two games it has to be Knocked. I'm sorry, it's just too bare bones. You gotta cut it some slack though, because it was the first ever zombies map to ever exist, but at the end of the day, it didn't really add anything new besides the mode itself, which I guess you could give it points to, but the other maps like Kino and Doris that are on this list are probably just way better and are going to be more fun. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this map, and let's get into number 2. Alright, the second worst map from these two games is gotta be Shinonuma. Now, you could argue it has the insta-kill glitch, and the highest round ever has been achieved on this map, and it's like 10,000. But, I mean, it didn't really add anything new, just like Knocked. I mean, it did add the first infinite damage wonder weapon, that being the Wonder Buff, and it added the first ever non-zombies boss, that being the Hellhounds. And I guess you could give that extra points, but it's really slow, and it's on the World at War engine, and it's not very good. So, I mean, you could argue that the Peter McGee meme is kind of funny, but that's pretty much it for this map, and it's just not that good. Alright, coming in at I believe the third worst map on this list is going to be Verrucht. Now, Verrucht was very tight, and since it's on the World at War engine, very buggy, which means it's extremely hard to play on. Now, you could argue that this map's really good, but it didn't have an infinite damage wonder weapon. It didn't have the Wonder Wolf, I do not believe. It had the Winter's Wail, not the Winter's Wail, the Winter's Howl, which is, I guess, kind of good. I don't know why I said that. That's not true at all. It sucks. But this is one of the hardest zombies map to ever exist, and it's kind of bare bones. And also, this gameplay is in mine, and I will be leaving my sources in the description. Alright, we got our fourth worst map on this list, and that is going to be 5. Now, 5 is a great map. I love it, and I love its story. However, it kind of shares the same problem with Verrucht. There's not good training space. It's very tight, and there isn't a reliable wonder weapon. You don't have the Wonder Buff or the Thunder Gun or anything. You only have the Winter's Howl and the Winter Fury, which are not very good. You do have death machines, and I guess, but I mean, it's not that good. Death machines, I believe, were on this. I think this was the first map death machines were on. I could be wrong. And it doesn't have PhD, so when using things like the Mustang and Sally or the ray gun, which are like the only two reliable weapons in this, you can't even rely on them because you'll most likely end up blowing yourself up. So that's why it comes in this low, and I really do love this map, but it's just too unplayer friendly. Alright, coming in at our next map, it is Shangri-La. This map shares the same problem of Verrucht and 5 have, which it's very unplayer friendly, doesn't have that reliable of a wonder weapon, and it's pretty tight and just really hard to high round on. Now, I absolutely love the wonder weapon in this map, the Baby Maker. It's such a fun wonder weapon to use, but I mean, it's just too hard. Like, you can be running around and just get trapped way too easily. It does have PhD, which we'll get into in a different map, but yeah. Alright, coming in our next map, we have, of course, Moon. Now, I'm just going to start off by saying I do like Moon, and it has one of the best Easter eggs to ever exist, in my opinion, where you blow up the Earth and switch souls with Richtofen. I don't know why. When Richtofen switches souls with Samantha, this is just such a good map, but as far as storyline goes, it's good, but the Easter egg, what am I saying? Cut. As I was saying, the map layout itself isn't the best, and so is the setup process. You do have the hack tool, which you can basically hack anything and manipulate it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still not that good. It's very big, and not to mention things like Jug and Speed Cola are on Earth, so if you go down, you have to go all the way back to Area 51 just to get it, so that's why this map comes in right here. It's right about mid, I think, but yeah, let's get into our next map. Alright, our next map is Call of the Dead. Now, Call of the Dead is a very decent map. However, it shares the same problem Verrückt 5 and Shang have, which it doesn't have a reliable wonder weapon. The only good wonder weapon on the map, the scavenger, stops killing around round 40, and that is exactly why this map has never been reached round 100 on solo. Now, on co-op it has been, but on solo it's pretty impossible. There's not very much good training spot. The best training spot being the one you see on screen right now. And you can't camp because George Romero, one of the best bosses, is here, always following you, and he rewards you handsomely for killing you, giving you a Wonder Waff if you've completed the Easter egg and a free perk drop. But he doesn't actually die, he just comes back in the next couple of rounds, so it's kind of a bummer. Alright, our next map coming in is Ascension, however you want to say it. This is one of the easiest zombies maps to ever exist, and it also was the one that introduced PhD and stamina, so it did add some decent perks, and it has way too much good training space. It has the Thunder Gun, which also made an appearance on Kino, which we'll get into later, and to get Pack-a-Punch, though, you have to activate the Lunar Landers, and it's kind of a whole deal that the average zombie player isn't really going to want to do, so that's why it comes in right here, but it's a good map. Alright, our second best zombies map out of these two games is going to be Der Riese. I really couldn't decide between Der Riese and the other map, which if you're doing this process of elimination, you probably already know. So this one is kind of opinion-based. Der Riese was probably the biggest map on the zombies game mode, as it added things like Pack-a-Punch, and it added new perks. And also, I forgot to mention earlier that Verrückt was the map that added perks, but yeah. So this added Pack-a-Punch. It has a Wonder Waff, which isn't very good, because a glitch on Der Riese is if you shock yourself with the Wonder Waff, you literally lose Jug. So that makes it kind of hard to high round on. But other than that, this map is amazing, and so is its remaster, which we'll get into in the other parts of this series. Alright, coming in, our best zombies map in World at War through Black Ops 1 has to be Kino der Toten, the launch map for this game. It's simple, it's pretty easy, but not overly easy like something like Ascension, but not as complicated as something like Moon. Now, this map is the one that added the Thunder Gun, and I also forgot to mention Der Riese did add monkey bombs too. But yeah, so this map is very good. You probably were expecting it to come in at number 1. Maybe not. Like I remember, a lot of people are probably going to be mad at me for this list. I'm looking at you, Lexify. But anyways, this map's completely opinion-based, and you can really pick whatever map you want. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Tune in the next one, and peace out.